We're going to play 60 Jeopardy clues, 30, 6 categories times 5 in the first round, and then again in the second. Points go from 1 to 5, and then 2 to 10. When you buzz in, you unmute, and you have 3 seconds to unmute and give a response, which does not have to be in the form of a question. You must stay muted otherwise. If a team is incorrect, notice I didn't say when, but if a team is incorrect, the other team, in the person of the captain, will consult with his team and have 10 seconds to either unmute and say pass or unmute and give a response. Okay? The sooner you say pass or a response, the sooner we can get the game moving again. There are 2 wrinkles that are new, and one stems from the other. One is to enable more people to participate and to keep one person from running the board. No one may buzz in more than twice per 5 question category. So the maximum times you can buzz in is 24 because there's 12 categories in the game. Okay? In order to make that non-punitive, or at least to give the teams a little bit of an extra edge, I will kill a little time once I announce the category so that you can consult and you can decide who might be a strength in that category and might want to save her buzzing for the final 2 clues. Does that make sense? In other words, if the category is football and you have a real football star on the team, that person might say, I'm going to lay out until the late categories where the big points are. Okay? I'm not going to make a big fetish of it. And, I'm looking at these categories. Most of the time, it's like a toss-up. Nobody's going to be, but we'll give you a few seconds. The other thing, this is, I guess, a third wrinkle. There is to be no consulting prior to somebody buzzing in and answering. Okay? The reason we got rid of that should be fairly clear. We don't want, even inadvertently, we don't want somebody who's restricted to 2 buzzes feeding his teammates with the answer. So to forestall that, everyone's face must be visible, and Eric, as the shadow guy, Eric will be keeping an eye on the teams and making sure that nobody consults. Of course, with 4 of you in one room, that's relatively easy to do unless one of you gets out of camera range, which you're not at the moment. So Eric, keep an eye on I am Smarticus. But no, they look like very ethical people, like everybody else here at Kaplan. So I don't think we're going to have any trouble, are we? Okay. 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 But we have Eric on the and of course, this is an 2 elimination tournament. So whichever team comes in second today will still come back and have at least one more match going forward. How are we doing there, Dan?
We're good, Bob. Yourself?
I'm good. Do you want to do your usual tests and so on?
So let's go to I am Smarticus first. Looks like you guys are all logged into the buzzer, which is awesome. So Jesse, if you give me a test buzz. Thank you. Sridhar. Thank you. Amelia. And Dan. Excellent. Brandon. RW. Aaron. I'm going to mispronounce his name, and I apologize. Can you, how do you pronounce your name? What was that? Oh, she already muted back. No, it's not. I just don't want to miss.
It's Kritika.
Kritika. Okay, got it.
Kritika. Yeah. Well, I want to pronounce it right, Dan. Come on, it's not a
Bob, you assume I care about you. That's like that assumption there. It's terrible. Anyway, just kidding. I love you, Bob. So everybody's on buzzer. Looks to be good to go there. Outside of that, if there are any issues, don't feel like you can't come off mute and let me know. So if you see any scoring issues or if the buzzer freezes on anybody, feel free to come off mute. One thing, if you're on mobile devices, iPad, phone, whatever, make sure to keep the phone active so it doesn't time out on you, there is a cookie on the browser. So if you happen to get kicked out, you should be able to refresh and come right back to it. If not, just rejoin the game code 862, and you'll get right back in. If you have any problems, your browser crashes, your phone crashes, whatever that may be, again, just let us know, and we should be good to cover it.
We'll take a timeout. One final thing we did on the first day of TPT, alas, we did have to penalize the team for having a person buzz in 3 times. But their team won, so it was okay. No harm, no foul. All right, it was just a little bit of embarrassment. Okay, teams, thank you so much for being here and participating in advance. Best of luck to all as we begin. Remember, stay muted. When you buzz in, you have 3 seconds to unmute and answer. Our first category, in the bookstore. In the bookstore. So you may chat for a few seconds to see if there was anybody there. Nope, all right. Here we go. From 1 to 5 points. For 1 point, in the bookstore. Published in 2009. Going Rogue was the highly anticipated memoir by this mavericky woman. Rick?
Sarah Palin.
Sarah Palin is correct. First blood for trivia that never usually sleeps. 1 point. That's the red team for those of you watching. In the bookstore for 2. In Angel Time, the first book in her new series, this veteran vampire writer moves on to Seraphim. In Angel Time, the first book in her new series, this veteran vampire writer moves on to Seraphim. 5 seconds. Jesse.
Stephanie Myers.
That is incorrect. We have to take away 2 points. Rick, you can consult with your team. I'll say it one more time. In Angel Time, the first book in her new series, this veteran vampire writer moves on to Seraphim. And the red team can consult for 10 seconds and either pass or answer. That's my golf voice.
Sorry, pass.
Okay, I'm surprised. Not, it's just she's fairly well known. A female vampire writer is Anne Rice. Anne Rice, Interview with the Vampire, and like 4,000 other books. Okay, but we're at Kaplan, so we don't read her. Here we go for 3 points. 3 points in the bookstore. Ford County, his first collection of short stories, is set in Ford County, Mississippi, like his novel, A Time to Kill. Ford County, his first collection of short stories, is set in Brandon.
John Grisham.
John Grisham is right. Mississippi writer, A Time to Kill. Okay, that's 3 points. Here we go, 4 points. Okay, thinking caps on, teams. With all the controversy, this James Fry, in quotes, memoir now comes with notes from the publisher and author. Brandon.
A Million Little Pieces.
A Million Little Pieces is the exact title, and that is correct. Okay. And now finally, for 5 points, in the bookstore, hands on buzzers. In his cookbook, Recipes and Stories of My Life, this Prince of Tides author shared his love of food as well as writing. In his cookbook, Recipes and Stories of My Life, this Prince of Tides author shared his love of food as well as writing. 5 seconds. Time. He just passed away last year, much mourned, Mr. Pat Conroy. Pat Conroy wrote The Prince of Tides. Okay, lots of points. I'm Smarticus is at a -2. Trivia that never usually sleeps is at 8, but I just let the teams and the spectators know there's hardly, there's lots of time to make up deficits. So don't worry about it. This first round is just to get our sea legs going. Okay, maybe we'll have more luck overall with George Clooney movies. George Clooney movies is the category. No, we don't see those either at Kaplan, do we? Okay, well, we'll see how we do. For 1 point, 2009, Ryan Bingham, a corporate downsizing executive with lots of frequent flyer miles. 2009, Ryan Bingham. Brandon.
Up in the Air.
Up in the Air was the movie. I liked it. You go for 2 points. George Clooney movies. 2000. Everett Ulysses McGill, who wanders through 1930s Mississippi. 2000. Everett Ulysses McGill, who wanders through Brandon.
Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou is correct. That is correct. And for spectators, Brandon is now locked out of George Clooney movies. Just, I'm not picking on him. Just, I always look for an opportunity to make it clear how this rule works. So anybody who buzzes in from the red team will not be Brandon for the rest of this category. I loved Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Great movie. For 3 points, 2008, 1920s football player Jimmy Dodge Connolly. 2008, 1920s football player Jimmy Dodge Connolly. 5 seconds. Spectators, everyone's thinking rather than talking because of the new rule. Krithika. Krithika, unmute and answer.
Yes, yeah. Is it Leatherheads?
It is. Good job, Leatherheads.
Good.
That was a long time ago. Nicely done, Leatherheads. Big floppo, too. Okay, very well done. For 4 points in George Clooney movies. 2009. The voice of the title character, a sly but fantastic, in quotes, vulpine critter. Erin.
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
That's correct. Fantastic Mr. Fox. And finally, for 5 points in George Clooney movies. 2009. Lynn Cassidy, part of an experimental U.S. Army unit that uses psychic powers. 2009. Lynn Cassidy, part of an experimental U.S. Army unit that uses psychic powers. 5 seconds. Time. And if you thought Leatherheads lost money, The Men Who Stare at Goats was a real flopperoo. Whew. And he came back anyway. By the way, spectators and teams, I'm going to regularly announce the scores after every 3 categories. So that'll give me, I may mention it ongoing, but to be sure, at the end of each 3 categories, I'll announce the score. Okay? Now this category has a question mark attached to it. So as you know from Jeopardy, that means it's kind of fanciful or mythical. The category is historical yearbook entries, question mark. Historical yearbook entries, question mark. So you're going to get some history mixed with some whimsy. Everybody ready to be whimsical? Here we go for 1 point. Historical yearbook entries. Gonna co-lead the Huns with my bro Bleda until I kill him in 445. Sridhar.
Attila the Hun.
Attila, yes, very good. He was voted, the yearbook went on to say he was voted most likely to pillage an entire civilization. So that's a point for the blue team. And you get the whimsy in the categories. Here we go for 2 points. Voted most likely to wed his high school sweetheart Lynn on August 29th, 1964, and most unpopular quail hunting partner. Voted most likely, Rick?
Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney is right. That's 2 points for trivia that never usually sleep. Remember, teams, you get to buzz in twice, not 2 correct answers. You only get to, it's buzzing in twice. So Rick and Sridhar are down to 1 in this category. I'll look forward to when I can stop explaining this rule. Okay, for 3 points. Historical yearbook entries. Rome High School football rules. Voted most popular, most likely to cross the Rubicon in 49 BC and to have a month named for him. Rome High School, Erin.
Julius Caesar?
Julius Caesar is right. Crossed the Rubicon in 49 BC, and one of the months was named for him, but I don't know what. Here we go for 4 points. Historical yearbook entries, question mark. Rodrigo Diaz de Vivar, Castile Poly, class of circa 1060, writes, pet peeves. Moore's nickname this. Rodrigo Diaz de Vivar, Castile Poly, class of circa 1060, writes, pet peeves, Moore's nickname this. Time. I guess he didn't like it because he didn't know whether to pronounce it El Cid or El Cid. But El Cid is what we were looking for. The Castile Poly class of 1060. Okay, finally, for 5 points in, I guess this played better on the show. Historical yearbook entries for 5 points. Here we go. Hands on your buzzers. Can't wait to go to Visva.
Did Bob freeze for everybody?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's frozen.
All right. Hold, please. All right, let me check in with Bob, see what's going on. I can also pull up a game in a minute if we don't hear back from him. So hang tight. Nope, he dropped out. He is IMing me. Give you guys the play-by-play here. Hope everybody's having fun. This is new this year. Bob has never dropped off before, so you're here for the first time. It's exciting.
History is being made.
Yeah, right before your eyes.
Yep.
Like the Cubs winning the World Series.
Hello.
There he is.
Well, that is a first. That has never happened.
That is what I was just explaining. So I compared it to the Cubs winning the World Series. So we are here now, Bob. We are ready to go. We did not hear that entire question, obviously. So if you just want to go back to that one, we'd be
I
good to go.
barely got 5 words out. Do we have the Chicago team there? Because I can't see them. All I see is a still picture of Jesse. So I want to make sure that they're on camera.
Chicago team, Jesse, somebody come on, Mike.
Now, this has happened before.
That has happened before, but we still do have Brandon, we have Aaron, we have Kritika, and RW, correct? Yes.
I got kicked out 5 seconds earlier, so I don't think it was weird.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
There's the team. Hi, team.
Hi.
There they are. Oh, good-looking people working at this company. Okay. All right. Let's finish up historical yearbook entries. Entries for 5. Ready, teams? Okay, here we go. Can't wait to go to Visva Bharati U. Future goal to be the I in 70s Congress I party and be India's Madam Prime Minister again.
Gandhi.
Sridhar.
Indira Gandhi.
Indira Gandhi is right. And I am Smarticus. Is in the black now with 23 for trivia that never usually sleeps and 4 for I am Smarticus. Plenty of time to catch up. This next category team is called Going for Ward with W-A-R-D in quotes. Jeopardy mavens know what that means. The letters W-A-R-D will be in every response. Going for Ward. Okay, for 1 point, here we go, teams. Former name for what we today call a flight attendant. Former name, Erin?
Stewart.
I'll take it. There's no indication of the sex here, so it was stewardess, but I'm going to take steward because it meets the category. Okay, and the clue. For 2 points, going for Ward. All the clothes belonging to you or a tall piece of furniture, Rick?
A wardrobe.
Wardrobe is right. To put them in, 2 more points for trivia that never usually sleeps. For 3 points. At Folsom Prison, Michael Evans held this top administrative, Rick?
A warden.
A warden is right, and Rick is out for the rest of this category. For 4 points, it precedes Christian soldiers in a 19th century hymn. It precedes Christian soldiers in a 19th century hymn. 5 seconds. Sridhar.
You both said it.
Oh, yeah. No, okay. Forward.
Forward, that's incorrect. Subtracting 4 points. Rick.
Onward.
Onward is correct. Onward, Christian soldiers. Okay. All right. And remember, teams, when you buzz in, we cannot hear any other voices. That we didn't think that would be an issue this year since there's no consultation allowed, but it's worth mentioning. I mean, the cabal wants to be really strict about you are on your own in the buzzer rule. Okay, finally, the category going forward, W-A-R-D in quotes, cavalcade and conversation piece are two of his most popular plays. Cavalcade and conversation piece are two of his most popular plays. 5 seconds. Time. The playwright is Noel Coward, though that's a terrible clue because nobody likes conversation piece and it's never performed. To Blythe Spirit, you might have something. Okay, here we go. Days of the week is the category, teams. Days of the week. Okay, for 1 point. Unable to get over the hump, more Americans kill themselves, Dan?
Wednesday.
Wednesday is hump day, yes. And more Americans kill themselves on this than any other day, according to a
Well, that's a happy clue, Bob. Thanks for bringing the room down.
Well, you know, one more thing to think about midweek. Here we go. Days of the week for 2. Days of the week for 2. Traditionally, it's believed that Jesus was crucified on this day of the week. Traditionally, it's believed that Jesus, Rick?
Friday.
Good Friday. That's correct. That's 2 points. 3 points, days of the week. Well, this is interesting. Day found in the, sorry, I'll repeat. Day found in the title of the Mamas and the Papas' only #1 hit. Day found in the title, Jesse.
Monday.
Monday is correct. I just can't believe they only had one #1 hit. So that was 3 points. Here we go, days of the week for 4. For Seventh-day Adventists, it's the Sabbath. For Seventh-day Adventists, Rick?
Saturday.
Saturday is their Sabbath. That's correct. And finally, 5 points in days of the week. The Romans called it Jupiter's Day, but in English, this weekday is named for a son of Odin. The Romans called it Jupiter's Day, but in English, this weekday is named for a son of Odin. Sridhar.
Thursday.
Today, that's right, Thursday, Chris Hemsworth Day. And that's 5 points. So I am Smarticus, and our final category in the first round is whatever. Whatever. I'm not sure you'll learn anything about whatever from these clues, but whatever. Here we go. For 1 point. It's a flag or banner that tapers to a point on one end, and yes, the Cubs did finally win one. It's a flag or banner. Amelia.
Pennant.
Pennant is right. I would hope that our Chicago-based team would get that one. That's a point for I am Smarticus. 2 points. Unlike most birds, which have 4, ostriches have this many toes on each foot, adapted to aid in running. Unlike most birds, which have 4, ostriches have this many toes on each foot, adapted to aid in running. Sridhar.
3.
3 is incorrect. Rick? Want to shoot for the 2 points? Unlike most birds which have 4, ostriches have this many toes on each foot, adapted to aid in running.
We pass.
Okay. On the show, one person said 3, one person said 5. The correct answer, 2. 2 toes. Okay, whatever, for 3. For one brief shining moment, the Kennedys were said to live in this mythic kingdom. Rick?
Camelot.
Camelot is right. Camelot is correct. For 4 points. It's the hotel service of folding back your blanket for bed. And how, Rick?
Turn down service.
Turn down service. And how about a pillow mint, went on to say. Okay. Here's 5 points in whatever. The world's first steam locomotives were used in this United Kingdom country's coal mines. The world's first steam locomotives were used in this, Sridhar?
Scotland.
Scotland is wrong. We have to subtract 5. Rick and your team, the world's first steam locomotives were used in this UK country's coal mines.
We pass.
Okay. The UK country most associated with coal mines, I think, is Wales. Wales is correct. And at the end of the first round, Trivia That Never Usually Sleeps is not sleeping today with 47 points. I Am Smarticus, only 3. But as I always say about Jeopardy, there's no money in the first round. It's all in round 2. There's no money at all in TPT, but a little babka and a lot of bragging rights. So hang in there, I Am Smarticus. Lots of points to be had in the second round, which is going to begin with British art and artists. British art and artists. Okay? So hands on your buzzers for this first 2-point question. Same rules still apply about buzzing and about not consulting. Okay, hang on. In Richard Wilson's 1760s work, Snowdon from Lynn Nantle, Snowdon is a lofty one of these. In Richard Wilson's 1760s work, Snowdon from Lynn Nantle, Snowdon is a lofty one of these. 5 seconds. Time. Well, that was a triple stumper on the show as well. Snowdon is a mountain. Snowdon is a mountain. Edward Mountain has been in the news. Okay, here we go. British art and artists. Henry Fuseli painted this literary character whose father said, "My story would make your hair stand on end." Henry Fuseli painted this literary character whose father said, "My story would make your hair stand on end." Time, and that scared son was Hamlet. Hamlet. British art and artists for 3. This contemporary artist's paintings of California swimming pools include A Bigger Splash and Day Pool with 3 Blues. This contemporary artist's paintings of California swimming pools include A Bigger Splash and Day Pool with 3 Blues. This is for 6 points. Time. The dude is David Hockney. David Hockney paints the swimming pools. Okay. British art and artists for 4. These are hard. In 1788, this portraitist was unanimously elected president of the Royal Academy. He was knighted in 1769. In 1788, this portraitist was unanimously elected president of the Royal Academy. He was knighted in 1789. Time. The correct answer, Sir Joshua Reynolds. Sir Joshua Reynolds. Finally, British art and artists for 5. Here we go. This series of 8 Hogarth paintings, beginning with The Air, tells the story of a young man's path of vice and self-destruction. This series of 8 Hogarth paintings, beginning with The Air, tells the story of a young man's path of vice and self-destruction. Well, that's time. It is the apparently obscure The Rake's Progress, and that's one of the worst set of clues I've ever heard in Jeopardy history. Those are horrible. Don't change in the score, 47-3. I think we'll get some points in this next category, Rolling Stones 50 Best Songs of the Decade. Rolling Stones 50 Best Songs of the Decade. Of course, the decade was a decade ago, but still, you'll have a good shot at these. Here we go for 2 points. Number 15, This Man in Black performing Hurt by 9 Inch Nails. Rick?
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash. And the clue goes on to say, Trent Reznor said, that song isn't mine anymore. And I have to agree. Here we go for 4 points. Rolling Stones 50 Best Songs of the Decade. Number 10, Stan by this rapper. Take note of the, Brandon?
Eminem.
Eminem, the blood-curdling climax, said Rolling Stone. That's 4 points. 6 points in Rolling Stone's 50 Best Songs of the Decade. Number 4, Hey Y'all by this group. Brandon?
Outcast.
Outcast is right.
It's Hey Ya, by the way.
What's that? Hey Y'all?
Hey Ya.
Hey Ya. Oh, I beg your pardon. Yes, these old eyes cannot always distinguish between an exclamation point and the letter L. However, I do know a genre-humping blur of acoustic guitars and Andre 3000's Funktastic Charm when I hear it. That was the rest of the clue. Okay, here we go. Hey Ya. Okay, thank you. I stand corrected since my operation. Here we go. 50 greatest songs of the decade for 8 points. Number 6, Seven Nation Army by this band. The greatest, Jesse?
White Stripes.
White Stripes is right. The greatest riff of the decade. 8 points for I Am Smarticus. And now for 10 points, Rolling Stone's 50 greatest songs of the decade. Number 1, Crazy by this band with CeeLo and Danger Mouse. Jesse?
Gnarls Barkley.
Gnarls Barkley is right. And the comment was, every sucky band on earth tried a lame cover. I don't know what that means, but I'm amused. Okay, here's our third category. Get some culture. Get some culture for 2 points. The prehistoric Yayoi, Y-A-Y-O-I, culture of Japan is named for a suburb of this city where its artifacts were first found. The prehistoric Yayoi culture of Japan is named for a suburb of this city where its artifacts were first found. Time. The answer, Tokyo. So Tokyo suburb. For 4 points. The Thule culture, the immediate antecedent to this contemporary culture, spread from Alaska to Greenland. The Thule, T-H-U-L-E culture, the immediate antecedent to this contemporary culture, spread from Alaska to Greenland. Time. We would have accepted Eskimo or Inuit. Eskimo or Inuit we would have accepted. Get some culture for 6. The Natuf... Sorry? Did I hear something, Dan? I guess not. Okay.
Not for me. No.
Here we go for 6 points. The Natufian culture of ancient Palestine dates to circa 9000 BC, the Mesolithic or Middle This age. The Natufian culture of ancient Palestine dates to circa 9000 BC, the Mesolithic or Middle This age. Rick?
Middle Stone Age.
Middle Stone Age is right for 6 points. Get some culture for 8. The culture of the Hohokam, Hohokam, Pima for vanished ones, flourished along the Gila River in what's now this 48th state. The culture of the Hohokam, Pima for vanished ones, flourished along the Gila River in what's now this 48th state. Time, a lot of clues in there, but the telling one is 48th state was Arizona. Arizona was the 48th state. And finally, get some culture for 10. Here we go. The Villanovan culture of Italy was obliterated in the 500s BC by this people familiar to longtime Jeopardy fans. The Villanovan culture of Italy was obliterated in the 500s BC by this people familiar to longtime Jeopardy fans. Okay. They usually show up in the category called those darned Etruscans. The Etruscans is what they were whimsically going for. At the end of the first half of the second round, trivia that never usually sleeps 65. I am Smarticus 21. Plenty of points left, teams, as we go into drink labels. Drink labels. Okay, drink labels for 2. Prune juice isn't listed as an ingredient in this soft drink. The FAQ on the website, Rick?
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper is right. The FAQ says that it contains none for 4 points. Edge, the world's only maximum power cola, has these 2 initials of its parent cola on the label. Edge, the world's only maximum power cola, it's in quotes, maximum power cola, has these 2 initials of its parent company on the label. Time, RC are the initials, RC Cola. For 6 points, one of the 2 fruits you might see on the label of specially flavored Diet Coke cans still sold in the United States. I'm hearing something unmuted. Jesse.
Is it lime and cherry?
We would have taken one, we'll take both. Lime and cherry is correct. Brian Smarticus.
Yes.
Okay. Drink labels for 8. The label of this hyphenated drink that comes in strawberry and chocolate flavors urges you to shake it. Rick.
Yoo-hoo.
Yoo-hoo is correct for 8 points. And finally for 10 on drink labels. 2 of the 3 things listed under the big O on a Diet Pepsi can. 2 of the 3 things listed under the big O on a Diet Pepsi can. Sridhar.
Calories and sugar.
Calories and sugar is right. That's 10 points for I am Smarticus. The third was carbohydrates. Well done. Very well done. Okay. 75 to 37, the score. We have 2 categories left. The next one is Southern, in quotes, Southern Comfort.
Bob left us again.
Yeah, I think many of us are getting kicked. I've been kicked a couple times. I know Kritik is getting kicked a couple of times too.
Interesting. Are you guys on Wi-Fi?
I am on Wi-Fi.
Interesting. Okay, something to keep an eye on. Kritika's back, waiting on Bob. There's Bob. Hey, Bob.
Hey, I got back in record time. This has never happened before. Never. On this computer or any other. I got a brand new computer in January. This is ridiculous.
It's not just you. It seems like there have been, I know Rick has been booted a few times, Kritika as well, so it seems like this hangout may not be treating us too kindly.
Well, we only have 2 more categories to go with the score 75 to 37 for trivia and I Am Smarticus respectively. Here we go. Southern, in quotes, comfort. The word Southern is in quotes. For 2 points. This school's football team plays home games at the LA Coliseum. This school's football team plays home games at the LA Coliseum. Rick.
USC. University of Southern California.
Thank you. Yeah, I paused. You know, we have to have that because Southern is in the clue, so we got to hear it. Okay, very good. That's 2 points for trivia that never. For 4 points, this railroad company was founded in 1865 to build a railroad between San Francisco and San Diego. This railroad company was founded in 1865 to build a railroad between San Francisco and San Diego. Krithika. You have to
I'm going to totally guess. Southern Pacific.
That's right.
Southern Pacific.
Southern Pacific is right for 4 points. Nicely done, Krithika. That's called grit in my learning science book. Okay, for 6 points, Southern, in quotes, Southern comforts. This smallest constellation cannot be seen in most of the Northern Hemisphere. This smallest constellation, Rick.
Southern Cross.
Southern Cross is right for 6 points. Southern Comforts for 8. Abbreviated SBC. This group is the largest Protestant denomination in the United States. Erin?
Southern Baptist Church.
I'm sorry, I cannot accept. That is an opportunity for I Am Smarticus. Now you 4 in the same room can talk. Abbreviated SBC, this group is the largest Protestant denomination in the United States. You have 10 seconds. And Sridhar, you can pass or respond.
Is it Southern Baptist Christians?
Sorry, that's incorrect. I have to take away another 8. No harm, no foul. It is the Southern Baptist Convention. The Southern Baptist Convention, SBC. Finally, for 10 points in the same category, Southern Comforts. Both Martin Luther King Jr. and his son have headed this organization, the SCLC. Both Martin Luther King Jr. and his son have headed this organization, the SCLC. Time. It is the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. And we now have an entire surprise substitution, surprise substitution, surprise substitution, la, 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 la. And the reason I had to take the whole category out is it's all visual. All visual. So we had to throw it out. And here's the category to end up the game. 79 to 29, favorite trivia that never. Name that element. Name that element. For 2 points. The symbol for this nasty gas is Cl. The symbol for this nasty, Sridhar?
Chlorine.
Chlorine is right for 2 points. For 4 points. It makes up about 90% of the Earth's atmosphere. It makes up, Sridhar?
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen is right. That's 4 points for I Am Smarticus. For 6. Alphabetically, it's right after radium. Alphabetically, it's right after radium. Time. Sridhar, did you know that one?
No.
No.
Okay. It's radon. Radon. Not to be confused with Radon Chong, who was very good in Quest for Fire. Here we go for 8. That's where my mind goes. for 8 points in name that element. This synthetic element, created in 1976, was named for a Danish pioneer of quantum physics. This synthetic element, created in 1976, was named for a Danish pioneer of quantum physics. Time. It is known as borium. Borium. Named for Niels Bohr. Finally, last clue in the game for 10 points. It's a good one. Its symbol is the same 2 letters as Minnesota's postal abbreviation. Its symbol is the same 2 letters as Minnesota's postal abbreviation. Krithika.
It's manganese.
Manganese is right. Ending the game with a bang. Big win for Trivia That Never Usually Sleeps, 89 to I Am Smarticus, 35. But as I said at the very beginning, it's a double elimination tournament, so we will see I Am Smarticus again. And nice job, Trivia That Never Usually Sleeps. Congratulations. Thank you, Dan. Sorry about the freezings. Maybe it was just a glitch for this particular hangout. We will see you all again on the TPT. Thank you, everybody.